All right, let's look at question 4. Okay, so here I'm going to put down here number 4. I'm going to work this one out in my spiral as well. It's a similar question to the one above here with our blueberries and our money. So we're going to look at this one here. So for this one, I know that I have this hot chocolate mix. And I'm going to set this one up in a table. And so I'm going to start with the 4 cups of milk and 6 tablespoons of cocoa. And I'm starting with that because that is what I know. And I know that, because that's what the problem tells me. Okay? So I'm going to set that up first. So what I have here is I have cocoa and I have milk. So I'm going to set it up like this, milk and cocoa. So here's my ratio. And what I know is that 4, and these are in cups, is equivalent in its ratio to the cocoa, which is in tablespoons. Okay, that is a hearty, chocolatey mix, 4 to 6. Okay, so here's what I know. With this 4 to 6, I can figure out a lot of things. If I knew that I had only 2 cups of milk, that means that I would have 3 cocoa. And the way I'm doing that is I'm taking this and I'm multiplying by 1/2 or dividing by 2, right? Either one of those gets me there. And then this, same thing. I'm either going to divide by 2 or multiply by 1/2. 1/2 of 6 is 3, okay? And that's nice. It's nice to be able to do this. Well, I'm going to do this one more time because I really like having these 1s. These are just so handy. So if I divide that by 2, right, then I got to divide this by 2, right? Divide by 2, or multiply by 1/2, multiply by 1/2, okay? And here's what I get. 1/2 of 2 is 1, and then if I take this and divide 3 by 2, I get 1 1/2, right? I get 1 1/2. That's a really nice thing to know, because the first question is how many tablespoons of cocoa per cup of milk? So there's my 1 cup. So that's the answer to the first question. I just figured it out. It's a unit rate. Okay? So from here, if I wanted to find 12 cups of milk, I would multiply both of these by 12. If I wanted to find 9 cups of milk, I would multiply both of these by 9, because that would give me my milk. Okay? So where we're at now is we need to figure out how many cups of milk per tablespoon. Okay? So now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this number to be a 1. Okay? So here's how we can do this. If I have 6 and I'm trying to get this 1 here, I can take 6 divided by 6, right? I can do this and I can go 6 divided by 6. If I do that, then that means my 4 right here, okay, this 4 also has to get divided by 6. Okay? So let's try this with our calculator here. Okay? So I'm going to take my 4 and I'm going to divide by 6, and I'm going to get this right here. That is a repeating decimal. That's actually the same as 2/3. 4 divided by 6. 4/6 is 4 divided by 6. So it's 2/3. Okay? So this is 2/3, which is, if I say 0 and 67/100ths, that's rounded, and that actually works okay. Okay? Now, I want you to think about this, though. What if I had decided, you know what, I'm going to divide this 3, I'm going to divide that by 3, because 3 divided by 3 does give me 1. Well, that means that I'm going to have to take this 2 right here, right? I'm going to take that 2, and I'm going to divide that by 3. 3 divided by 3, 2 divided by 3. Okay? Well, if I do that, I take my calculator here and I say 2 divided by 3, hey, I get the exact same thing. It's 2/3. 0.6 repeating, right? So I get the same thing. Well, what if, though, I decided, you know what I really need to do? is I really need to, I'm going to take this 1.5 and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to divide by 1.5 right here, because I know that any number divided by itself is 1. So I just divided this one. 1 5/10 divided by 1 5/10 gives me 1. What that means is I have to take this 1 right here, and I have to divide that by 1.5. Okay, so let's try this. Let's see what happens here. So I take 1, divide 1 5/10, and you get the same output every single time. 6/10, 6 repeating, rather, and you end up with 2/3. It's the same every time. So it doesn't matter how you tackle this. What matters is that you understand that I can use multiplication and division to scale things up and scale things down. In particular, I can find specific values that I'm looking for, and in this case, the two that I'm looking for were these 2 unit rates right here.